I've been sent back to kill bad people. And only the bad. No, I'm not being forced against my will. Just doing what's best for my country. What's best for all of us. The technology where I'm from lets me leap through time. Through different eras. The assignments vary. All I get is the name, location, and proof of what crimes they committed in their lifetime. And then comes the simple part. Extinguishing the evil. Wipe it from history before it ever happens. The list goes on, but so far I've yet to witness any butterfly effect. Yet to see what my missions have led to in the current year. Right now, I just stay focused on the task at hand. Ridding the world of its all-time monsters one at a time. Like a routine morning. Such is the speed and spontaneity with which I wake up to a new setting. This one a cold December afternoon. I stumble around the middle of a forest. Past a few clearings. A few campsites. My jeans and green jacket battered by the biting wind. I stole a look at my phone. The GPS said I was getting closer. Finally, I stop and see it. A red Chevy parked about 20 feet away. A two-lane highway lurking beyond the pickup. Hesitant, I readjusted my glasses. Felt sweat drench my curly blonde hair. Felt the dread building up inside me. But I had to face these fears. Again, I took a deep breath. Pulled the pistol out of my pocket. Its silencer already attached. The gun's cold metal uncomfortable to my trembling touch. Then I marched onward. Discreet, but quick for this ambush. Glancing all around me, I saw nothing. No one out here but the targets and I. The nearby highway so lonely. The forest, the cemetery ready for its inaugural grave. The closer I got, the more I could see how old the car's style was. A 1952 Chevy. And then I saw wild movement shake it. Heard desperate cries coming from inside. I clenched the gun tighter. Lunged toward the window on the driver's side. And there was the evil. A chubby 9-year-old boy sat in the passenger's seat. A small backpack at his feet. The boy's round face beyond nervous. His body shaking in the flannel shirt. Behind the wheel, a tall man leaned back. He was even chubbier than the boy. A dark fedora rested on his head. The man's excitement contrasting the kid's timid hesitation. His smile growing wider as he unbuckled his khakis. Paralyzed by nerves, the kid stayed back. His eyes stayed on the man's crotch. But he never once moved. The man waved the boy in closer. He was ready to lower his underwear. His spirits jolly for this most disturbing act. Then I made my move. Using the pistol, I tapped on the window. Startled, both the man and boy faced the gun. They panicked. In a burst, the little boy snatched his backpack and threw open the door. The man struggled to slide his pants back on. He yelled at the boy. But the kid wasn't gonna listen. In mere seconds, he was out the truck. Straight into the forest he ran. I banged on the window once more. With the man's attention, I pointed the pistol down. His perverse pleasure fading, the man lowered the window. Now I was face to face with the pedo. He scanned my muscular frame. His weak white smile and baby blues no effect on my anger. My duty. Is something the matter? The man asked in a raspy Chicago accent. Yeah, I responded. I put the gun to his head. You. Behind a cold glare, I pulled the trigger. The top of the man's head exploded. Like confetti, blood, gray matter, and fedora pieces scattered everywhere. The Chevy became a messy mausoleum. The man's corpse fell into the passenger's seat. A bleeding crater stuck in his forehead. The pedo's khakis still unbuckled. His blank eyes looking straight up. A body forever preserved in its sickening final few moments. Holding the gun, I walked off toward the woods. Off to where I last saw the boy. The young victim. I folded my arms to stay warm. Somehow, the afternoon got colder. Especially the further I journeyed through those deep, dark woods. Up ahead, I saw the boy in a clearing. The chubby kid turned around to face me. His body shivering. Tears in his eyes. Staying calm, I jammed the pistol in my pocket. Hey, it's okay, I said. I leaned down in front of him. The kid more vulnerable all alone, even with no big bad wolf preying on him. I'm sorry, I said, keeping my voice gentle. I didn't mean to scare you. What happened? The boy said. Anxiety conquered his dark eyes. What are you gonna do? With a reassuring touch, I placed my hands on his shoulders. It's okay, I said. I squeezed tighter. I'm just here to help, that's all. The kid hugged me. His weight almost knocked me back, his strength quite surprising. But his tears only accelerated, as did his sympathetic breakdown. I didn't do anything, he cried. I didn't want to. I didn't. Like a loving parent, I rubbed his back. I know, son, I said. It's not your fault. I pulled him back, making him face me. I just want to help, I told the boy. That's why I'm here. We were out there in the eerie wilderness. The boy struggling to speak. Hey, mister, he finally said. I'm sorry. Uneasy, I stared at him. What do you mean? I asked. Then I saw what lurked behind him. Toward the darkness on the edge of this clearing. In those woods. About what I did, the boy said. 10 feet away, I saw his unzipped backpack lying on the ground, right next to a couple of charred turkeys. Each of them burnt alive, their eyes bulging, their dead tongues hanging out amidst a final gasp for life. One of the turkey's corpses still twitching in a helpless post-mortem rhythm. The weapons were unusual but effective. Tattered balloons, each of them filled to the brim with gasoline by the boy. I just couldn't help it, mister, I heard the kid say, his voice simultaneously innocent and tormented. My horrified gaze drifted down to his fingers, till the box of matches laying beside him. 5 of them were freshly struck. The kid had an executioner's touch at the age of 9. I had to do something, the kid confessed through the waterfall of tears. I couldn't do it anymore. Reaping, I faced him, caressed his pudgy face. I know, John. The boy's eyes grew bigger, bewildered beyond belief. How did you know my name? I didn't answer. Instead, I gripped his shoulder as I stood up. Just come with me, John. Let's get out of here. Wiping away his tears, John let me lead us back through the woods, past the turkeys, past one of his very first crime scenes. I patted the kid on the shoulder. You'll be fine, I promise. He gave me a weak smile. What's your name, mister? Kevin, I said. And just remember, I'm only here to help you, John. Deeper in the forest, I didn't bother holding back the tears. Didn't bother suppressing my shivers as my hand reached into the hoodie pocket. For the gun, I'm taking you to a better place, I reassured the boy. 1951 never felt colder. I couldn't even blame the snow since there wasn't any in Chicago that day. Only the chilling company I made. The looming execution of one John Wayne Gacy. A portrait of a serial killer at a young age I had to erase. Bundy was tough, but this would be even tougher, even more tragic. After all, the ages were the hardest part about the missions. Not executing evil, but having to do so before they reached their malevolent peak. When they were just children.